I think if it were up to Bill Belichick and Bill Belichick alone, Keion White might have been their first-round pick.
He was
23.
He was in
not Christian Gonzalez. Like, I think if it were up to Bill, it would have been Keion White. He had to be talked out of that one.
Wow. Bird, how long you been hanging on to that? Since draft night? Did you?
I've had that one in my back pocket for a little while.
Oh, my God. They almost took him in the first round.
Yeah. It was similar to the Cole Strange, Trent McDuffie situation, which I think I've told you guys that. There were people there that were trying to tell Bill, like, and the entire league, by the way, thought they were taking McDuffie because it was like, this guy screams Bill Belichick player. Like, from a personality and makeup standpoint, he was like the McCourties, is like how it was explained to me. And we now see what McDuffie's become. And, you know, I remember hearing, like, one of the guys in there saying, like, that when they brought McDuffie up, everybody loved him. And Bill was like, who's he covered in the Pac-12? And so we know what McDuffie's become.
Kill Harry?
Then he well, the best part about that, though, story, though, is then he turns around, trades down, and drafts somebody from UT Chattanooga.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, who the hell's he blocked?
Right.
yeah. So anyway, but this was one of those where it was like they had to basically say, like, the value is too great here, Bill, because Christian Gonzalez, for, you know, he did have some warts that you had to get around, but for all of that, like, he was seen as one of the most physically gifted players in that draft from the start. Like, if you talk about, like, what people were saying before the draft, it was like there are a handful of guys in this year's class that have a chance to be elite level players, and he was one of them. And it was pretty stunning that he was available when the Patriots were picking. Like, I'm looking back at that class, and, you know, Will Anderson was in that group. Devin Witherspoon has become a fantastic corner. Paris Johnson, Bijan was one of those guys. Jalen Carter, who had a ton of off-field stuff, but he was one of those guys. And then from a talent standpoint, Gonzalez was right there with him. So, yeah, he had to be talked into taking him with the 17th pick.
Man, oh, man, I'm glad they went the route that they did. That's for sure.
I will say this. Like, the name I mentioned, like, Keion White, I wouldn't be surprised if he has, like, a handful of sacks the rest of the year going where he's going, though, because that D-line coach is one of these guys where it's like there have been a ton of defensive linemen who have been busts that have gone there for a year or two, and now all of a sudden their value is back up. So it wouldn't surprise me if they wind up getting more out of him.
I wouldn't be disappointed in that.
No, because
he wasn't a fit anymore.
I think it was just a scheme thing here. Like, I don't think Vrabel and the staff hated Keion White. Like, I think it was just a scheme thing.
I saw Mike multiple times in camp grab him and try to instruct him after practice, during practice, and work with him.
Doesn't mean that he makes for a great pick just because he went somewhere else and had success. I don't think
if he has like 20 sacks, like, there are degrees to that.
Yeah,
like,
no,
if
of
he does
course.
have 20 sacks
Of
somewhere,
course.
yeah. But like if he goes and he becomes useful somewhere else, it doesn't mean.
I mean, if they use him in obvious pass rushing situations and they just say, "Go ahead, just get there."
Yeah.
You know, and you don't have any other responsibilities or really have to be a fit.
Which is sort of that defense.
Just go attack. Well, then fine. But that's a nice piece in a much better defense than what the Patriots are, currently building towards at the moment. Marcus Jones gets a contract yesterday.
Yeah, I love that one. Because I think like that's what this week showed. If you put the three moves together, trading Duggar, trading Keion, and then re-signing Jones, like I had posted a quote from Urban Meyer earlier in the week. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it was like, and this is like obviously like where Mike was coaching first. And it was like Urban from 2017 or something saying, like, the one thing I can't stand is when coaches have their guys versus our guys. He's like, no, like those guys in that locker room, they didn't pick me. I picked them. And so when I come in here, it's my job to get the most out of them. And I do think, to Mike's credit, as much as we've made this about like washing old guys, he's given guys a shot. Like, he has not just come in here and say, anybody who was here before has no chance. And so, like, I think with guys like Keion Booty and Marcus Jones, you've seen a real willingness from the staff to work with guys and give guys that they inherited a chance.
Yeah.
And Look, with Drake, it's obvious. Like, they inherited Drake, but that's a different category, you know? But with guys
but
like...
what a gift, though. Like, you're the new guy. You're the new coach. Imagine not having that quarterback and you being like a 3-win team right now.
No, of course. But I'm saying like with the next level guys, with your Marcus Jones, with your Keion Booties, I think that's a good reflection of... Like, even... Like, Booty is a great example of it because Booty did not have a great spring. Like, Booty was, like, going into the summer, like, what they thought of him, like... he was
outside looking in.
I don't think he was making the team, and like the people I talked to at least said like once training camp started, like the light came on for him, and it was go time. And like so, I think there's good examples on the roster of guys that like Mike and his staff gave a really like said, hey, look, like we're judging you now based on what you do for us, not on what happened before. And so giving some of those guys some runway, some of those guys have sort of taken the baton and run with it. And Marcus Jones is definitely in that category. I think he's like, is he behind only Kyler Gordon? I think in Chicago is the highest paid slot corner in the league now.
Yes.
I think that's right.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah. So
he
Kyler Gordon
negotiated a
was
good
at
deal
like
for
40
himself.
over 3.
Yeah.
Huh?
He negotiated a good deal for himself.
No, and I mean, I think it's smart to do that business too, because it's like this is a guy who hasn't made very much money. And so you go to him early and you offer him something. You say, hey, like, is there something we can figure out?
Want
here?
some life-changing money?
Yeah.
Right.
I sure do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so I think it's like it's a good way to say, okay, like how can we take advantage of the position we're in, and I think it sends a great message to the locker room too, because by all accounts this is a guy who does everything right, and it's a good example of that you can show to younger players like that right there. That's what we pay, you know. And Marcus Jones is a guy.
So it's all sort of connected, is what you're
Right.
saying.
Yeah.
You know, the two guys they shipped out, I don't know that they were happy. I don't know what their situation was like day to day inside the building. This guy's playing great. He's having the best year of his career. He continues to get better.
Oh, I don't
hard,
think the timing is a coincidence at all.
Yeah, right. It all happens at once, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you're saying.
I mean,
this happens for a reason because we're sending a message that if you do your business the way that guy does, you get paid. You do your business like other players do, you're going to find yourself working elsewhere and not here.
I don't think it's a coincidence that the news of Marcus Jones came out first. And, like, that came out first. And then you had the other two. I think it was later that night, right?
It was all
same day.
in the same
it was same day, but, like,
those were later,
Jones
yes.
was first, right? Yeah. I don't think that was a mistake.
Let's grab some of your calls. Brian in Methuen's been hanging on. Thank you, Brian.
Hey, guys. Thanks for the call. So the Duggar trade, you know, at this time I'm not so keen on it. I mean, you're going to pay for his salary this year anyways. Why not use him for this year? You know, you might increase his value. You might get a fourth or a fifth out of him later. Then get rid of him at the end of the year. But maybe here's a thought. Maybe they're trying to amass the most sixth-round picks they can because that's where they get their players from. Second round, not so much.
Tom Brady.
So,
yeah, I don't think that's it. Like, I think when these 6-7 pick swaps, like,
6, 7.
Yeah, I know. Your kids are on that too.
Oh, everybody's kids are on that.
Nonstop.
Never ends.
Yeah, I think it was actually been banned in one of my kids'
What is that?
classes.
What's 6-7?
For what?
Like, no saying 6-7 in class.
6-7?
Why? What's the matter with that?
Classes.
What's 6-7?
How are you on TikTok and don't know that?
You don't know what 6-7 is?
Highfalutin Duxbury
Wow.
banning 6-7.
No, it's just one classroom. It's not like a
okay.
school district. I think it's just one classroom.
The
math probably. Yeah.
The engaging teachers, the
But
fun ones, work it right into what they're doing.
This part of it's just a guess, but I do wonder if part of it is you got a player who's unhappy, who you just you could see it potentially going the wrong way, and it's like, you know what, like let's just move him out of here, you know, because I'd imagine if you're somebody like Kyle Duggar, you're probably, if you've been playing a big role here for a few years, and now all of a sudden you're, you know, in a much lesser role, does that fester and become a problem as the year goes on? Like, I think you're sort of protecting the vibes there a little bit. You know what I mean?
I think you are. Yep.
If it's a guy that's going to be gone after the year anyway.
I think it was Mark Daniels that was on with our morning show. He talked about the Keion White thing. Like, he missed the game week 2 because he was ill, and then they went to interview him after it. He didn't want to do the interview, and since then he shut everybody out.
Isn't he kind of like that anyway, though?
I don't know. I don't go in the locker room, so I don't know. But I'm just telling you what I heard on the radio. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's got from my understanding, like this guy's got kind of like a dark personality, doesn't he? Like he's kind of like that way anyway.
I like that though. Like,
yeah.
I mean, you're a defensive player. I want an angry guy.
And at that, trust me, I think you two, Zoe, guys who play that position, I've come across some real weird guys over the years.
James Harrison, he's crazy.
Like they're all
I love it.
they're all a little like most of them are a little off, so like that's not unusual.